Continuing with our unit on technology education, let's get our focus to effects of using technology. If technology is used appropriately, we should be able to see some effects and results. So how does technology support instruction? What does technology do to help the teacher teach? 1. According to the student's perception that their work is authentic and important, what it helps students understand is what they are doing is real-life work, which makes it authentic, which makes it important. So students take their learning more seriously. Tasks assigned, activities asked of the students to be completed are taken more seriously by the students because they see this as real-life application. Because a lot of what they do in real life is based on gadgets and technology, when this comes into the classroom, it brings the real life from outside into the classroom, which makes the students more comfortable with the learning environment rather than simply looking at paper and pencil work or reading textbooks or listening to lectures. 2. Increasing the complexity with which students can deal successfully. Sometimes, for teachers, it becomes rather difficult to move from the simple to the complex. And so, many teachers uninterestingly limit their work to the simple, which does not help the students in the long run. True education should move from the simple to the complex, and technology helps do that. With technology, with varying modes of complexity built into various software programs for education, students begin to see complexity in a stepwise, incremental manner instead of a sudden burst of work that is beyond their capacity. So, what technology does, it helps take the student in small incremental steps along the way from the simple to the complex. And so complexity gets automatically built in to what the student does without the student realizing that the work he's doing is becoming more complex. And more complex work means work at higher order thinking, at higher levels of thinking, work at upper levels of blooms. And if that's what technology can help students do, then technology should be used in classrooms for teaching and learning purposes. Technology can both automate mundane, repetitive portions of a task and support visualizing and presenting more essential abstract elements. With animations built into these educational software tools, technology takes the boring and makes it interesting. When you add sound, color, music, movement into your academic presentations, into your teaching abilities, it makes work more interesting and exciting for the students, and therefore becomes more challenging and at the same time more acceptable by the students. Students are willing to spend the additional time, the extra time to get their tasks done because they see it as interesting work. 3. Dramatically enhancing student motivation and self-esteem. Because as students go incrementally through the software and they see their progress, it's motivating to them. They don't have to wait for a teacher to check work, to check assignments, to give feedback a week, 10 days later. They know immediately, instantly. The feedback is prompt and at that particular moment, which motivates students. And if they make a mistake, it immediately corrects them, explains why this is a mistake, helps students fix it and move ahead. So the students don't have to wait for time, for days, for weeks at times to learn what they know, what they don't know, where they need to focus on, where they need help. The computer programs take them through all these various steps in an automated manner. Using technology increased the amount of time students spent on a task. Their willingness to critically review and revise their work and their pride in the finished product. It may take time, but the students are learning incrementally along the way. They are not waiting to submit the final product and then get feedback to understand what they've learned, what they know, and where they need help. They get the help along the way. In this case, students learn in a more concrete manner, in a more instantaneous manner, on the spot, and they can fix their errors and continue in the learning process without necessarily repeating those errors till a teacher can give feedback and fix them.